Hi viewer, it's yet another exciting moment for me to you, QTV, The World Connected, the only spot where you can find inspirational stories from immigrants all over the world. This time around we have this amazing lady. She's from Japan and she has lived in Norway for 8 years. 8 years in Norway. She's sharing her experience, the bad, the good, and the excitement of her stay here, and about her projects. And one of the babies is an NGO called Gryta. I'll not slash it. Let her tell you herself. Who is Nozomi? What has she gone through? What's she doing? What are her future plans? Enjoy the show.
So it's Japanese food is often lots of flavors and also it's like we eat with the eyes too, eyes and smell and everything.
Who's Nozomi?
Yeah, so Nozomi is from Japan, and she's been living in Norway for 8 years. She came to study a master's in Norway. So she finished a master in international development studies.
Okay.
And then she was working for refugees a little bit near Oslo. And then the COVID came, so she moved back to Japan. And Norway had one of the most strict restriction to not be able to travel, so I couldn't travel for 17 months. And my partner was here, so we were having 17 months apart and not knowing when we can see each other, so it was quite tough. And then as soon as the restriction was over, I traveled back to Kristiansand in Norway. And we got married. Like, we are not really thinking about getting married or anything, but because of the COVID, we thought, okay, if something that happens, it's so important to have this civil status.
Yeah.
In Norway, it's not so important if you're married or not, but when it comes to this political situation, it was important that we were married because we couldn't visit each other if you're not family member.
Okay.
So we got married after the COVID, and then so it's been 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
So COVID was a blessing for you.
Yeah, in a way. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a child, my parents were quite busy all the time, so I was feeling a bit lonely, but I became very creative in my own company. I had to find how to entertain myself, how to create something, some play alone, and I was also playing with friends, the other kids as well, but I remember I was also often alone at house and creating something like even I don't know, small dolls or small like drawing or something. So I was a happy kid, but very independent, I would say.
Okay. How has that shaped you to the Nozomi we know now?
I think I have this tendency that I want to manage myself, everything. Like, I'm very independent, and sometimes I feel a bit conflicted when I feel like I'm controlled by someone. Like when people say, "Oh, you have to do this," or like I have some authority issues. Like, because I'm the one who wants to decide if I want to do something.
Yeah.
So
you're a rebellious kid?
Yeah, exactly. Very much, because Japanese society was very strict. I didn't enjoy being a kid. Like there's so many rules that I didn't even know why we have to do this and put this school uniform and do a certain way, and so I was very rebellious. Yes.
Okay. So, you've been here for 8 years.
Yes.
How was it for you settling in when you left home and came to Norway? Your
Yeah.
experience, how was it like?
Yeah. First, it was culture shock, of course. In a way, like when it comes to how people talk to each other, like how people behave. People quite shy here, and so before I came to Norway, I was living in Guatemala for half a year, and it was a very big contrast in the culture-wise, because in Guatemala, people are very friendly. If you are walking on the street alone, everyone wants to talk to you, like, oh, hola chinita, and like, where are you from, and have a small like chit chat. But in Norway, nothing exists, like nothing, no chance that the people talk to you. Maybe some people who want to teach you about Bible, they want to talk to you, but aside from that, not so many chit chat. And I felt a bit lonely or maybe alone at the beginning, because there was not so many people on the street. Where I came from, Japan, near Tokyo, Tokyo has 12 million, and Norway, the whole Norway has only 5, so it was a big contrast.
So, do you remember the first mishap you had? Maybe language or food here in Norway?
Yeah, the food was very boring, I have to say. And people eat. I was so surprised that it's so normal to eat frozen vegetables. Like at home in Japan, we never bought frozen vegetables. We always had fresh available. So I think I got a bit surprised what kind. Like they don't really take so much importance on the food. Even though they are wealthy, they don't want to spend so much money for the food. In Japan, the food, like people, we are very like food people. We really care about what we eat and the quality, so we don't mind paying so much money for the food, because that's what we are made of. But I feel like in Norway, it's not so important about the food.
Yeah.
So that was a very big crush. Language-wise, it was so hard. As a master's student, I didn't study at all any Norwegian for the first 3 years or so. And I was working in a restaurant in Oslo. I didn't have to speak any Norwegian. So I was also busy writing master's thesis and stuff, so I was not really motivated to learn Norwegian. And in Oslo, more people spoke English than here. I think people are more comfortable because they're used to having foreigners and tourists in Oslo. But when I moved to Kristiansand, I realized, wow, I really have to learn the language. So that's how I started. I started 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
How difficult was it?
Ooh, it was really hard. But I think it was hard because I was not motivated enough.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, Norwegian is not the most beautiful language for me. I have to say, like I had so much passion for Spanish. I think Spanish is so beautiful. Like I like how people speak, and I guess like how they communicate each other, very like loving and like friendly. But Norwegian for me was a bit, I don't know, like it was not my favorite language to begin with.
Okay, that was then. How about now?
Ooh, now I think I had to learn, so I picked it up for more like necessity, not like from my from joy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can survive, but yeah, it's still hard with the dialect.
Okay. So what are you doing right now? Are you in your line of work of what you studied or no?
Sorry.
What kind of work are you doing right now?
Yeah, so now I basically run two social entrepreneurships. One is Gryta Rundt that you came for the pop-up today. That's I started in September last year, which is it's almost like a shared kitchen for immigrant women who want to make their own traditional food with food waste that we get from the shop. That's how we started. But we don't necessarily use all the ingredients from the food waste. We have to buy, of course. But the philosophy was to be mindful with the food waste and environment. Also, we wanted to be seen as immigrant and create networking and making friends space and practice Norwegian. So that's my organization that I started, Gryta Rundt. And I also work 80%, so that's most of my work life goes to Friend. So Friend is another social entrepreneurship Kia owns. In Stavanger, they have a cafe and catering already established. So we want to create one in Kristiansand as well. So catering and cafe where we provide work training and also Norwegian training for immigrants.
Oh, okay. So you train catering? In catering? You train people in that?
Yes, that's the idea for the Friend.
Okay. So let's go back to the organization.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start the
Inspired?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gryta Rundt, when I started, it was a lot of passion that I had combined, which was food waste. I've been dumpster diving. I was a student, dumpster diving.
No, I don't know.
So it's like it was a student activity when we were master student. After the closing time of the supermarket, we go with this headlamp, and then basically we just scavenge the food bin, the waste of the food waste that or not even food, only food, but it's a big container that the supermarket throw the expired stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
And Norway is almost ideal condition for this, because in winter it's so cold that the food stays very fresh in the container and almost frozen. We found so many other things like meat or vegetables or flowers and bread that is just expired that day or a day before, which was super edible. So as a student, we were doing this quite often, and it was almost like activism for the society that, look, we can eat this and we don't have to throw this. Or why do we have to throw this? It's because they produce too much, the production has some issues. So we started this, and at one time we were caught by this store manager that came out, "Hey, what are you doing?" at night. And we pretended, vi ikke snakker norsk. No, he understands. So he was so angry. And he said, "You are not allowed to do this." And we were like, "But why? We are just, you just throw this." And we came to, if you throw this, we have a right to take this, pick up. But the store manager was very angry, and he said it was rude that you can't do this. remember my French friend, like exchange student in France, they even put some like a toxic in the food waste so that people don't pick it up.
Oh.
So it's it was a very stupid that why do they do that? Maybe the supermarkets like don't want people to take free food, so they're afraid of losing profit.
But it's already thrown out.
Yeah, exactly. So we were very like, we have to change this.
Okay.
And that mindset was like really staying with me. And so even after I graduated from the university, I had this kind of like, I wanted to solve this issue, like food waste. Why do we throw so much? And can we do something about it? And at the same time, my personal experience was really hard. Like it was really hard to find a job as an immigrant. You won't be called on an interview because you don't have a Norwegian name. It's
Really?
Norway. Yeah. So it's a systematic discrimination. They have to do something about it, but because people are so afraid of talking about racism in Norway, they're like, oh, we are not racist, but if we cannot really talk about it, we cannot do anything about it. So it's just it stays like this, like systematic discrimination. And I was also very against, because I didn't want to change my last name in order to get a job, which I could because I got married. But this like a rebellious mind, like I don't want to change myself. Like I want to be seen as like the way I am, as Nozomi from Japan, and everything that the background, including background. And I thought, and I love to be seen, and I love sharing my culture, and I love sharing my food. And when I cook my food and people love the food, I feel like I'm so like seen and appreciated, including like my family background, because the food that I make is basically like the food that I grew up eating, my mom's food. So it's like a reconnection with my family that is living so far away, and I really miss them. When I make Japanese food, I feel like their spirits is in the kitchen, like I'm with them. And so I wanted to share this experience with many other immigrants that find it difficult to live here, being integrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. So, you are married to a Norwegian.
Yeah.
How is that relationship working out?
Yeah.
They're two different cultures.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I have to say he's not a typical Norwegian. He went to high school in Japan 3 years.
In Japan? Oh, okay.
Because his parents were living in Japan for 10 years, like with work. So in a way, he went to American school in high school in Japan. He was traveling around and living in different countries, Brazil, India, or Latin America. So maybe he's not the most typical Norwegian, but maybe it's more about like how we grew up in the family. So I found it not really much about maybe culture difference, but the culture in the family makes maybe different. We have to talk. Like for example, in my family, I'm used to just argue. Like when I don't like, I just say, and then my mom gets angry, and then we fight, but then finished. But I think in his family, it's not really like maybe conflict avoidant. So he doesn't really. Now we are better at communicating, but at the beginning, he maybe didn't want to say when something is bothering him. So building up, and then like explode. So then we had to talk. But yeah, those things. But I guess in any relationship, it happens.
Okay. So in culture-wise, what do you like most about?
Interesting. Maybe I really like that the respect-wise, like women are men and women are so equal here, while Japan we still have so much work to do with the women rights. Here is very equal, so I feel like I don't have to claim my women's rights.
You already have your rights. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how wait a minute. Is there anything surprising about you?
Surprising. I don't know. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised by myself. Sometimes I do. Like maybe I don't really think about the consequence. Like I just do it. Like I get kind of like impulsive. Like this Gryta Rundt project. My partner is very like more like conservative. He is very careful when he wants to do something. Like, oh, maybe we should make sure that this goes and this is okay and this then we start. But for me, I'm like, yeah, but let's just get started and see what happens. So I'm very more intuitive. So I'm also sometimes surprised by myself when I do something surprise.
So how has it worked for you, that impulsiveness? How?
Yeah, sometimes I have to take a consequence, like when it didn't work out that the way that I was hoping. I get kind of disappointed, but I'm very optimistic person, so I don't really get carried away so much and just move on.
Okay.
Yes, but maybe I don't learn so much from the mistake. So
So yeah, just done. Let's move on. Okay. What do you have any hobbies?
I have to say my hobby is to make food. That's my passion. But I like, yeah, I have yoga teacher's license. So that's my hobby, maybe yoga. And yeah, singing. I'm a part of this kirtan or mantra group. We sing mantra every Sundays. And so that's what I like, making music and stuff. Dancing.
I would like to hear that.
Yeah.
May I get a sample?
Yeah.
You're singing now?
But we are sitting in a group and we have drums and guitar and we sing mantras from different countries, different tradition. So, but mostly from India. So it's Hindu mantra and sometimes Christian mantra or some there's some African one. Oh, I don't know which country it is, but we were singing like very simple word, but so there's one.
Can you give me a sample of something you've done before?
Yeah.
In the group?
I have to think. I can't come up now, but
yeah.
Well, we sing a lot of like Hare Krishna, like ha. Oh, yeah, I can't think. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a movie person? Do you like movies? Do you like movies?
Yeah, I like movies. I like documentaries most.
Oh, which one is your best? You like most?
Ooh. There was really nice documentary you can watch for free on YouTube. Still, I think it's called Human.
Human?
Yeah, have you seen?
Not yet. I'll look for it.
Yeah, and they're different. So it's like they're interviewing so many different kinds of people about the theme. Like they're different version. Like first version was maybe about like love, and so they're asking the people, hundreds of people who were talking about the love, and sometimes it's really like sad, heartbreaking. Some people talking from the prison and waiting for the death sentence to be carried on, and so it's very touching. I like seeing humans' life.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you looking forward to in the future?
In the future, yeah, I'm looking forward to see my two projects evolving,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's like my children, and there's so many things to be done, and to be, because they're small babies, we have to give lots of nutrition and love. But yeah, I'm looking forward to how it's gonna be.
Okay. What advice would you give to your youngest person?
Oh, youngest person.
Mm.
I would say be brave. Try, just if your intuition tells that this is the right thing to do, just try out, and you never fade. Like, there's no mistake to be made.
Okay. And what is something important you've learned
I've learned.
throughout life? Yes, especially your rebellious life.
Yeah, important to learn. Yeah. I'm still learning, but maybe I I find it hard to apologize. Maybe that's the thing. So I'm working on, like, especially in a partnership. Like, if it's not, like, if it's friendship, I can say a lot of, like, apologies. But when it comes to intimate relationship, I find it maybe too, like, I feel like I have to claim my right. I have to stand on my feet, so that I find it hard to apologize. But apologies sometimes makes many things easier, like smooth. So yeah, I'm still learning.
That's good. How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as who I am today. It's just because it's so hard to put into word. Like, everyone is so special, and maybe I want to be remembered to make someone feel special. Because I'm special and you're special.
Yes, you're right. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Kind of the same, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, legacy. Maybe I want to, give people hope. That's my name.
Yes. All right. Okay. So, how do you say hello in Japan?
Hello. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Arigato.
Arigato.
You knew it.
Arigato. Okay. Do you remember the song though?
Oh my god. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme.
Konnichiwa. Arigato. Those are the amazing words that I've learned from Nozomi, an immigrant from Japan to Norway. She has lived here for 8 years, as you've heard. I had an amazing afternoon with her when she was sharing her food from homeland. It was really amazing. She's an activist, you've heard that. If you want to check out that experience, you will see what is running right there. That is the contact that you can have and enjoy the networking with ladies from different lands. They are sharing their food. That is really amazing. Thank you very much, Nozomi. And I would also like to thank Khalid Iman, the director of Kabdran VSS, a plumbing company in Kristiansand. thank you very much for sponsoring our episode. This episode, we really appreciate it. Tusen tak. All I would say, arigato and godag. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
With also things in my head, but it's gonna be fine. It's always a bit stress before the pop-up. Because so many things, like, oh, did I forget this and this? I hope it's gonna be okay. You know, many things processing. So, yeah.
So, what time do you wake up?
Yeah, today, it wasn't that bad because I prepared almost everything yesterday. So I woke up maybe around 7. So it's not too bad. And yeah, I'm just waiting.
So, how long does it take you to prepare the meal?
So this one I made like small dessert. It's called mochi, and that one took maybe 8 hours, like making, because it's like 3 layers. The first I have to make the out layer, which is mochi with the rice, and then the second layer is a bean paste. So I first cook the beans and then make the paste, and then the third layer is the green tea with the cream. So I have to make 3 different kinds, and then it's really fragile for the temperature. So I have to do it quick and then make it freeze, put it in the freezer, and then put it out. So it took, and then also of course I have to roll out the mochi, the out layer, around 80 of them, and then made small ones. So it took a day. So that was, but it's really fun. It's for me it's kind of meditation, making small things and just like started in the early morning. Oh, not the finish.
Okay.
Åh, tusen tack! Du var med Naisa igår. Ja. Naisa skulle komma idag, men jeg vet ikke, kanskje snart. Altså, jeg forklarte allerede, men du spiser fisk?
Jeg spiser fisk, men frokost drikker ikke melk.
Ok, så den men jeg har vegansk mochi, så, men den er fint. Egg? Fint?
Ja, egg.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, this is a bean paste. Okay. So it's a dessert. So you wait and then it's a bit frozen yet.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I will. Yeah, of course. I want to have this. I wanted to buy one in Japan.